Greetings everyone. Welcome to Proof Weight Loss Surgery Works. This is Aisha, your Tuesday vlogger. And we have a power pack question this week. So let me get into it. Food choices. How do you make them? So number one, do you plan your meals, snacks in advance? And I used to plan my meals and snacks in advance. I used to work in an office, and so during the weight loss portion of my journey, I commuted into Los Angeles and worked in an office, and so I had to pack a lunchbox. And so today in my world, I am a teleworker. I work from home, is basically what they call them. And so it's a free-for-all around here. And I have to walk a fine line. It's a very delicate balance because the door to the grazing lifestyle is rampant many days around here. And that is a big no-no. And so I have, I really don't plan. I go by my taste. Maybe I have a taste for something, and I'll make sure that is in my refrigerator, or maybe I thought I wanted something, and then I go in the cabinet, I'll just have some beans and some, sour cream and cheese or whatever, something simple. So I don't plan, I do go by taste. But I will say, last Monday I had jury duty, and so I packed my lunchbox for the whole day. I had lunch, I had snacks, I had water, and it felt amazing. I felt so safe, like I felt so whole. I don't know how to explain it. So mad respect to those of you who plan your meals for the week and you portion everything off in little containers and all of those things. Please, if you don't plan and you do work outside the home, plan. I am a huge believer in the lunchbox. I have multiple lunchboxes. Many times I am with lunchbox if you see me out in public, and it felt great last Monday actually having a lunchbox. So I am a believer in planning, even though I don't practice it because I'm at home every day, but I still believe it's the right thing to do. Let's see. Do you read nutritional labels when you shop and choose what you put into your shopping cart and bring into your environment? Absolutely. My history with sort of reading labels, goes back to watching my mom do it, but also my years and multiple trips to Weight Watchers. They, sort of teach you how to maneuver life better in general with packing a lunchbox and planning your meals. And so I do read labels. The driver for me nowadays, specifically coming from having a high blood pressure diagnosis, having a diabetic diagnosis, and then becoming a weight loss surgery person. So it goes, I'm reading label for sodium, I'm reading label for carb count. I try to pick things that are 18 carbs per serving or less. That's sort of closer to the diabetic lifestyle, because they have the requirement to choose 15 carbs or less in a serving. And so, and then lastly, which is now first, is how much protein something has. And not only just, some protein, but good quality protein. For protein shakes, I always reach for whey isolate. For protein bars, I reach for the least amount of sugar possible, and even the least amount of sugar alcohol as possible. And protein bars that perhaps don't have glycerin as one of the first ingredients. Though those are some of the things I look for on the label of a protein bar. For snacks, I made some notes. I look at labels because I don't like to buy chips, so anything with potato, or I don't bring tortilla chips, things with corn like Fritos and Cheetos and Doritos and things of that nature, because those things trigger me. And so I am always reading a label to find snack items that, when I want some crunch, that are driven by bean. I found some good rice bean combos out there that have a lower carb to them. But yeah, so I'm looking for salt, sugar, and protein when I'm reading labels. And I have reached for something that I thought was going to be a great idea, and I flipped that container over, whatever it is, and have to put it back. It just doesn't match. Doesn't match my need for the moment. So the next question is, do you base your daily food intake on a calorie, protein, carb, and or fat minimums and maximums? From the beginning of my journey, I was tracking protein. I don't even know why I didn't think about calories or anything like that. And so I have had a little notebook. This is today's nonsense. 100 protein, and I still need to finish some water today. But I keep a little notebook and I track how much protein that I get. So I have yet in almost 20 months to count calories, but that worked for me in the journey. Again, you know, I remember having a little period of time in my life where I went on a diet and I wrote down my calories, and I think I probably lost 20 pounds or something like that, and I loved it. So, you know, whatever is working, if counting calories is working for you, that's fantastic. I'm not sure if I'll come to a point in my journey where I really need to buckle down and count calories, but I still try to track how much protein I'm getting. If I'm not writing it down, I'm eyeballing what I'm doing. You know, I know my protein shake every morning is anywhere from 32 to 37 grams of protein, and then I go from there. So that's the answer to that question. And then, do you deal with any shame, guilt, or negative self-talk when you eat something that is not the best choice? If yes, how do you get past that and move on to the next choice? I have pretty much committed in my heart that I won't call anything I've eaten bad. No one ever hears me say that when they're with me. I talk more about my behavior than I do the food that I've actually chosen to eat. And the reason why I've sort of stuck to this philosophy of not calling something bad is because I'm awake, and I know if I get in my car and I go get, you know, some no sugar added frozen yogurt when I perhaps didn't need to, I made the choice consciously. So I'm not going to call that bad. It's what I did in that moment, and I won't practice doing that. But I don't think at this point in my life and what I've been through in terms of dieting and weight loss and now maintaining a normal BMI, it's just, for me, not necessary to talk like that about food because I'm awake. I know what I'm doing, and I consciously make choices, whether they are appropriate for the moment or not. I know what I'm doing. So that's sort of where I stand on calling something bad. And I make commitments to myself, you know. If I choose to do something today, I can't do it the next day. I know that if I bring something home, I've probably already made a deal with myself that I'll only eat half of it and the other half has to go down the garbage disposal or it goes in the trash. I just, you know, just kind of learn these are the tools that I'm putting in place, making these sort of deals with myself that it works for me, it's been working for me, and we'll see how it goes. What or who has made the greatest impact on you in the journey when it comes to how you make food choices? I will say that my best friend, Tamika Anumi 1109, was on the road of weight loss surgery before me. She is a lap bander. This November will be 3 years post-op. She has been successful in her journey in driving her life by protein first. She's a little bit of a different diet now because of her health, for health reasons, and so she has to use different kinds of protein a lot of times. But I remember, you know, pre-surgery, so surgery, the night before surgery, we had gone to PF Chang, and It's a great Asian fusion restaurant here in Southern California. I'm not sure if there are in other places in the country. And I had chicken broth and some tea that night. And she had just a little appetizer plate of like the ahi tuna. And she was just so in love with it, and it was fantastic. There was no other, I think she had maybe some soup, some egg drop soup or some, I don't know, some other kind of soup. And that was it, you know, that was her safety place. There was no hemming and hawing, looking for anything else. It was protein first. And then she was with me in the hospital, so that means she had to pack protein and different flavors for her water and things of that nature. And so I got to see all that stuff while laying in the hospital bed and you know, just sort of recovering or driving on the road and back and forth to San Diego and all that. So I got to see up close and personal how tight you have to keep your life, you know. She would have to go to the hospital cafeteria thing, and I would hear her talking about what she was doing or what she chose to get there and taking pictures and things of that nature. And so I was learning all while sitting in the hospital really how tight you have to keep it. And then also the influence came from the instructions that I was given from my surgeon's office. It was a packet of information on how to govern myself, my behavior, my food choices immediately following surgery. And so those things, you know, that paperwork influenced me, and certainly seeing it live through my best friend, and many of you know Tamika, Mimi 1109, seeing her practice, walk it right out in front of me. And then even now going out with weight loss surgery friends and watching the choices that they make, and it being a great reminder to me, no matter where you are, protein first. And I love it. I love being able to hang around disciplined weight loss surgery people. I think it only helps. So the influence has come from, you know, meeting people in the community, as well as in those early days of being able to see my best friend do it. But I think it's important, you know, so many people are watching our story, our weight loss surgery journey unfold, and I'm in maintenance. So I have a little different spin depending upon the moment, what I'm eating. But when I was in the losing phase, it was very tight in that I wanted this weight off, and I followed my surgeon's rules to the best of my ability, and was influenced by people who were doing well in the weight loss surgery journey. And I didn't have any resistance in me. I wanted to change. I still want to change. And that's why I was saying a little earlier that you'll hear me fuss about my behavior before you hear me fuss about something that I ate. So we have the power to influence other people, and I can only hope that I'm leaving a good legacy behind, as well as I want to learn from other people as well. And I take it seriously, this journey to weight loss. And I like having lost 190 pounds, and I fight for it all the time. And it boils down to what I do at the grocery store, what I do at the restaurant, how many times I frequent a restaurant, how many times I'll go through a drive-through, all those kinds of things. So this was a good thought-provoking question for me this week, and I hope that some of it made sense for you. And I'll leave it right there. And this is Aisha with Proof Weight Loss Surgery Works. You guys have a great rest of the day. Bye-bye.